There's a country they call the land of eternal blue sky. It's a place with no fences and no limits to its natural wonders.
Endless rolling hills of grass, some of the deepest lakes in the world, dinosaur graveyards, mountains of sand, and beautiful snow-capped peaks. These stunning landscapes are inspiration to some of the world's most amazing singers.
The Homi singers of Mongolia.
Descendants of the warriors of Genghis Khan.
Homi singers are somehow able to sing two notes at once, a low drone and a high whistle that carries the melody. My challenge is to travel across Mongolia and learn this art with the help of local singing masters. But the catch is, I only have 1 week. And whether I master it or not, I have to perform in front of thousands at Mongolia's biggest cultural event, the Naadam Festival, which takes place all across the country. My performance will be in Hoft, where Homi singing was born, which means I'll be facing an audience of the harshest critics, a terrifying prospect. This, my friends, is not going to be easy.
I don't know how I'm going to learn this.
It's sink or swim in Mongolia. Sink or swim. My first lesson in Homi singing is in the capital of Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar. But first, I'm going to the giant Soviet-built Sukh-Batur Square to meet my guide and translator. This square used to be the pride of the Mongolian Communist Party, but today it sports a giant inflated children's castle.
Jamie.
Orgel?
Yes.
Hey, did I say that right? Orgel?
Yes, very nice. Orgel. So you're here to learn Homi?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, very difficult task.
Orgel, did you grow up in Ulaanbaatar?
Yes, I did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And has it changed much since the days of when you were a kid?
Oh, a lot. In those days, we had just a few cars, and only foreigners we would see would be Russians, some Eastern Europeans, and maybe Cubans.
Cubans as well?
Yeah, and every May 1st, we had to come here and participate in this giant May parade. Socialist, communist kind of thing. And the government officials would be standing on top of that thing, and we'd be having red flags, hey, all day long. There is this garden behind this parliament building, and we would go there and steal fruits. And if we get caught, they would make us read aloud from a Lenin book. That was fun.
In 1921, Mongolia became the second communist country in the world. The people took up the hammer and sickle for the glory of the motherland. For 70 years, the memory of the great Mongolian conqueror, Genghis Khan, was suppressed. Mongolia's heroes became Vladimir Lenin and Joseph Stalin. It was Stalin who forcibly replaced the traditional Mongolian alphabet with Russian Cyrillic in the 1940s. But when the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, Mongolians decided they'd had enough of these glorious comrades.
This is very strange to be back here.
Why is that?
Because this used to be a Lenin museum.
Oh yeah?
And when I was 12 years old, I came here to take the oath of allegiance to this guy and to the Communist Party. I stood right up there and did this, the whole class. Now this place is a pool hall. There's an internet cafe over there. And a bar right underneath him.
Right underneath
But I still kind of feel this guy keeps staring down at me, at pool, everything.
You've broken your pledge.
I don't think so.
No?
Maybe, I don't know. I forgot next day, but...
Before setting off on my journey to learn Homi, I'll be having my first lesson here in the city with a Homi master. But before that, I would like to see how Ulaanbaatar has changed since Orgel's school days. After 7 decades of communism, the Mongolians have been riding unfamiliar terrain in a market economy. But the young urbanites living in the capital have embraced capitalism with a vengeance. Their first model agency is up and catwalking. They now have their first internet cafes, traffic jams, and jazz clubs. And homie singers aren't the only music stars these days. The buzzing Ulaanbaatar youth scene is starting to produce Mongolia's first DJs and boy bands. Though young Mongolians love the new global culture, communism did bring some benefits which they still enjoy today. Literacy remains at nearly 100%, and the formerly Soviet-sponsored art scene continues to thrive. It's at Ulaanbaatar's famous arts academy where I'll have my first lesson in homie singing.
Yeah, this is a National Academic Theater. The guy we're gonna meet, he's a chief choreographer. This is where they perform. Yeah? Or they study ballet.
What a hall.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ballet in
Yes,
Mongolia.
because of the Russian influence. Our ballet school is pretty good. Most of the kids go to Russia, to St. Petersburg, when they're like 5-6 years old.
See,
And they just study their ballet.
Jamie, nice to meet you.
This is Jamie, who's gonna be learning homie.
Yeah,
And this is Mr. Bayırbahtır, one of our best homie singers.
it's an honor to meet you.
Bayırbahtır starts by demonstrating the different tones. The low tone is made deep in the throat, and the high tone is produced by tightening the throat muscles. The amazing thing about homie singers is that they are able to produce both these notes at the same time. Musicologists still can't figure out exactly how they do this. And in 1 week, I have to learn it and perform at the Nadam? Okay.
I gotta learn that.
You have to sit up straight and relax everything.
Bayırbahtır says I must begin by learning how to breathe from my diaphragm. The trick is to let the air out very slowly.
Am I supposed to feel vibrations in my throat or
He says you're trying too much.
Oh.
Yeah,
relax more?
relax more.
I didn't realize how physically exhausting this would be. This is just my first lesson, and I already have a sore throat.
So yeah, he says there is no way you're gonna learn homie without having your throat being sore all the time. You'll cough a lot. Press it more.
Press it more, yeah? Excuse me. I feel a bit dizzy and I'm starting to sweat.
But it looks like I might have some potential after all.
I feel like I'm gonna
You got
faint.
the E, he says.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
He's just tuning up his top shore because he's going to sing the praise to the Altai Mountains, which is the song I have to sing at the Nadam Festival later on.
Not only do I have to learn to sing this song in the homie style, I also have to memorize all the lyrics, which is not going to be easy. And Bayırbahtır won't be there to help me along the way. The song praises the Altai Mountains in western Mongolia and mimics the sounds of nature there.
That was amazing. At first I was really intimidated about meeting Bhai Batra because, you know, him being one of the greatest Humi singers out there. But he was really sweet, down to earth, and he had a lot to say about Humi singing. And he said, don't be nervous, just go for it. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Since Home is inspired by the landscapes of Mongolia, I better visit them and search for that same inspiration. A good place to begin is the legendary Lake Hufsgol, home to traditional nomads who have their own unique style of Home singing.
Look at the control tower. Cool.
Surrounded by towering mountains, Lake Hufsgol is one of the deepest lakes in the world. It holds about 2% of the world's fresh water. It's more beautiful than I could have imagined, and I can see how it would inspire people to sing.
Lake Hufsgol is considered so sacred by the Mongolians that they call it mother. In fact, it's so pure that you can drink straight from it. Let's have a try here. It's vodka!
As nomads, the people of Lake Hufsgol are intimately connected to their natural environment. The rich pine forests that surround the lake are found nowhere else in Mongolia. And this unique environment has spawned an equally unique singing style. They sing to pass the time as they watch over their livestock, imitating the sounds of the animals, the forest, and especially the lake. The local Homie master has agreed to give me a lesson and sing me the sounds of the lake.
Is the sound coming out his nose now?
Yeah.
So the bigger your nostrils, the louder the amplification, maybe?
Том амартай ойлгүй л сайн нүг.
Yeah, really? Unto, tarang, baitik, alte, Altai Mountains. Okay. I was trying to remember the words, but they just weren't coming to me, so I was just humming along.
Just press it, push it, and let it go.
You can feel really small vibrations. Tiny little vibrations. From small vibrations, big sounds come.
Open your mouth.
I'm dying here. Have you ever heard of anyone dying from trying to attempt Humi? No?
No.
So I'm okay? Passing out is okay. How was it again?
I managed to sing the low note for the first time today, but these lyrics are really giving me trouble.
Utturtonda.
Okay, we're on the road with Basinto, who is of the Tatang people, the reindeer herders of Mongolia. And he's going to take us to meet one of his family who happens to be a shaman. Should be interesting.
The shaman lives in a nearby area on the shores of Lake Hufsgol. We're going to visit her because she might be able to help me on my quest to learn Homi.
It's padded, huh?
It's gonna be perfect Homi singer.
You think so?
I think so.
I hope so.
I think so.
I really hope so.
I think so.
I hope so.
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah, I believe in that.
Shamanism is the belief that everything in the natural world has its own spirit. The role of the shaman is to communicate with these spirits. Some say Homi singing has its roots in shamanism, as it is also an attempt to connect with the soul of the natural world. We've arrived at the edge of Tsatan territory, but the people are shy and hard to find, as there are only 200 of them left at Hufsgol. Anthropologists are concerned about the effect contact with the outside world is having on their endangered way of life. But the Tsatan have retained many of their traditions and valued beliefs. Their shaman has agreed to meet outsiders on behalf of her tribe. She was a natural choice, as she is already a mediator between the natural and spiritual worlds.
Thank you, thank you.
She says she has 3 students, American Indians.
With the American Indians?
Yeah, with the American Indians. First year they came and stayed 1 month. Second year they came and stayed 2 months. Third year they came and stayed 3 months and learned all the shamanism.
The cultures are linked somehow?
Yes.
Yes, for sure. Could she give me any tips on how to become a good Homi singer?
Be careful with your throat.
Okay.
Don't shout too much.
By entering into a trance, the shaman engages in a dialogue with the spirits of the sky, the lake, and the forest. In this way, she attempts to cleanse her patients of evil influences. After decades of violent persecution by the communists, shamanism is gradually making a comeback.
There's a type of hume which imitates the sound of reindeer. But I thought if I hung out with them a bit, maybe they could make some noise, but they seem to be pretty quiet. Perhaps they're under the rule, no talking while you eat. Maybe, yeah?
Homi has also traditionally been used to tell the history of the Mongol people. The most famous chapter in that history started here at Karakorum. Beginning with Genghis, the great Khans built a magnificent city here at the crossroads of the Silk Road. Only the impressive city walls are still intact.
Now these stones here are all that's left of what was once the great Mongolian city of Karakorum. And it was from here that Genghis Khan's army rode out to create one of the greatest empires the world has ever known.
Most of what was left of Karakorum was used to build Mongolia's first Buddhist monastery, which itself was badly destroyed during the Stalinist purges. But since the fall of communism, it is being rebuilt and the faith is being reborn. I find myself wondering if Buddhist chanting contributed to the development of Homi. It sure sounds similar.
How did a dingo get over here?
Oh, it looks like a dingo.
I don't know, yeah.
Who's still my baby?
Australian dingo.
It's an Australian dingo.
You see this circular area? This place was the place where Mongolian Hans built this giant Ger palace. And they would come here and celebrate their victories. and do their rituals. Right over there in this area, in that area, there was a man-made lake.
Wow.
And right next to it, a silver fountain shaped like a tree.
Like a tree of life sort of thing.
Yeah, tree of life. We have it on the money. See? And,
okay.
And it was designed and built by a French engineer.
Ah,
And the tree had 4 spouts pointing in 4 directions. And from each spout, there would be a drink coming out. From one, milk. From the second spout, there would be wine coming out. From the third one, there would be water coming out. And from the 4th spout, some kind of refreshing drink. We don't know.
The Genghis Khan, remembered in the Western world, bears little resemblance to the man revered by Mongolians. For one thing, his name is actually pronounced Chinggis Khan.
Chinggis
And for the Mongolians, Chinggis Khan embodies strength, unity, law, and order. The warriors of old would gather in Karakoram to hear Humi sung in praise of the great father of their nation.
We Mongols will rise again. Just you watch.
You gonna take another crack at Japan, maybe, or
Why not?
Java?
Maybe.
Yeah? Well, I can't ride a horse, but I'm a pretty good swimmer.
I'll take you on my horse. You'll take me on your back. Swimming in the sea.
Done.
Done.
Deal.
All right.
Today, Turtle Rock, which marked a boundary of the ancient city, is one of the few reminders left of the glorious empire founded by the great Chinggis Khan.
What?
But my thoughts return to the Naram festival. It's getting closer, and I feel I need about a month just to learn the first verse of this song.
I'm hoping that this beautiful view here will help me with my humi, because Bhai Batra said that it's a good idea to visualize the landscape, but if you can actually be there, it's even better. So it's not quite the Altai Mountains, but let's give it a shot. Oh, hang on. I thought I'd do a little prayer for my performance at the Nadam.
It's a big day today. We're going to the famous Gobi Desert to learn how to sing the sands. The Gobi Desert is a vast zone of incredibly varied landscapes covering 30% of Mongolia. My next homie lesson is at Hongurin Els, a spectacular sea of dunes, also known as the Singing Sands.
Chinggis Khan Khan and his warriors made it across the Gobi by drinking the blood of their own horses. But the best way to travel across the Gobi is on one of these with a lot of this.
They say that the Homi style of the Gobi developed as an imitation of the female camel calling out for a lost calf. Homi Master Amra is trying to teach me how to make this sound.
Amra, Jamie.
These camels can easily go without water for weeks, but ours won't have to because, amazingly, we've hit the first day of rainfall in the Gobi in over a year.
How do you sing the how do you sing the sound of the wind passing over the Gobi, the sounds of the Gobi?
홈이 하얗게 뜨, 하얀, 이름 지지감 뜨면 뜨시대. 막 떠오른 하얀, 가면 유시대야.
Ah, that's the male sheep. That's sort of a transsexual sheep.
Yes, there you go.
네가 이런 거로 다 사용해도.
He's talking homie to you, mate.
Straighter your tongue, the higher.
And then do
The more
like this.
curled, the
The
lower
back
it
of
gets.
your tongue goes up,
Up.
goes up for a higher.
Some areas of the Gobi are so remote they are usually only visited by paleontologists, such as the Red Bluffs of Hermannsaf.
Now this place here is called Hermannsaf, and it's impossible to get to unless you're part of a serious expedition or unless you have friends in the Mongolian army. They found the remains of velociraptors in the cliffs over there. Pretty amazing. I can just imagine them bounding across the landscape, pursuing smaller prey. I wonder if we'll find any dinosaur bones. Hey, look, paleontologist tracks. Whew.
This area of the Gobi is further from the ocean than any spot on Earth. Here, ancient sandstorms covered and preserved whole herds of dinosaurs for future explorers to uncover.
In the 1920s, Roy Chapman Andrews, a real-life Indiana Jones, discovered the first dinosaur eggs right here. And since then, this place has become a virtual dream come true for dinosaur hunters.
For 70 years, nobody could come here to the Mongolian Gobi because of the communist regime. And in 1993, I was lucky enough to be with the expedition that came from exactly the same museum that Roy Chapman Andrews worked for. And we found completely new type of dinosaurs here. Everybody was very happy and very amazed.
Imagine. Orgio, look! Is it a dinosaur bone?
I think so.
You think we can take it home?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't want to anyway. Go to jail, I mean.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think it's a dinosaur egg?
That's a rock.
Dinosaur kidney stone, maybe?
That is a rock, Jamie. Kidney.
My producer rang me up the other day and asked me if I had any phobia. I asked what sort of phobia. I phobia about going to Mongolia.
I may be having trouble learning the Altai song, but I sure am having fun jamming on this tough shore. After reading it a few times, I can sort of memorize it a bit, and then I'll leave it for an hour and come back to it and draw a blank. Words like Unnar Tajal and Sunnaglajal
Unnar tajal sunna glajal. How do you remember that? I put the notebook under my pillow. Who knows? I'm ready for anything now.
Finally, we're off to Bayan Olgi in remote western Mongolia. At last, I get to see the Altai Mountains praised in my song. In this region live ethnic Kazakhs, who are nomads like most other Mongolians, but with their own distinctive culture. Kazakhs live in gers that are larger and more colorful than those in the rest of Mongolia. And it's traditional that guests must sing or play an instrument for their hosts.
I can't even talk to my own fellow brother in a way that comes naturally. So much more than just a strange feeling to know that someone's watching me.
Kazakh music is also different, with a distinctly Central Asian flavor. Our guide is taking us up to a special place in the Altai Mountains. He says, I can't sing praise to the Altai Mountains without having seen them first. For thousands of years, the Mongolian Kazakhs have led a nomadic way of life, sheltered by the hills and plateaus of these magnificent landscapes. But their history is a mysterious one. Scholars are still puzzled about the purpose of these ancient manstones found all over the region. They practice a liberal form of Islam instead of the Tibetan Buddhism and shamanism practiced by most other Mongolians. And amongst the snowy peaks of the Altai Range, some Kazakhs still follow an ancient way of life that boggles the imagination. When they appear out of the mountains, you can hardly believe your eyes. The Kazakh eagle hunters of Bayan Olgi. These people live a harsh and rugged life at an extremely high altitude, but they have a unique tradition in which they take great pride. They have been hunting with massive birds of prey for over 2,000 years. The men climb the mountains and capture young female golden eagles from their nests. Only females are used because they are larger and more aggressive than the males.
They use these eagles to hunt rabbit, marmot, fox, lynx, and I'm told they can even take down a wolf. What are you looking at? You smell wolf? I'm not a wolf. I'm not a wolf.
These amazing raptors are trained during the summer months, and as winter draws near, the birds are starved to make them hungry for the hunt. Considered a valuable resource and almost a member of the family, the eagles are well treated. They're kept to about the age of 15 and then are released back into the wild. This really has been an inspirational journey, but even so, I realize there's a long way to go before my homie singing is good enough for a live performance.
I'm finally here in the Altai Mountains. You know, I thought being in the Altai Mountains I'd be able to get the Altai song. I thought it would come to me, but it's not. Still having a lot of trouble coming up with that first verse. Oh, I keep forgetting.
Perhaps I can find inspiration in the mysterious village of Chandaman. Legend has it that Chandaman is the birthplace of Homi singing, and it's there you can hear it sung in its purest form. Maybe I might even discover the secret of how to sing Homi. We spent hours driving around and asking about the location of the village. Everybody's heard of Chandaman, but nobody seems to have been there or know exactly where it is. Finally, we meet a driver who claims to know the way.
It's supposed to be a 4-hour drive to Chandaman, and we're just on 4 hours now, and I don't see any Chandaman.
Our driver is just asking directions to Chandaman. I thought he knew.
Well, we've arrived in what we think is Chandaman. There's not a soul around. The driver's gone to look for the governor of the town. Hopefully the town of Chandaman. But anyway, I don't know about you, Uncle, but I'm going to sleep. It's past 12 o'clock. Good night, Mongolia.
Sunrise reveals an isolated village, but is it Chandaman?
We're in Chandaman. Are we in Chandaman? Is this Chandaman? Chandaman?
This is Chandaman.
Oh, fantastic.
These villagers represent 3 generations of Chandaman singers.
So you homie? Yeah, you homie? Oh, wow. Very good.
I'm beginning to think I'm the only one in this province who cannot sing Homi. Ironically, I'm the featured singer at their annual festival. What a scary thought.
Great, man. That was really...
There was a
really
whole
something.
Mongolian traditional song.
It's an old Mongolian traditional song.
Sang in a Homi style.
Oh, what a wonderful awakening.
Now that I've heard Homi in its purest form, I realize it must take a lifetime to truly master the art. I feel more nervous than ever as we journey to the nearby provincial capital of Hoft, where I will meet the singers with whom I'm going to perform. Tomorrow is their Nadam festival and my performance. I have time for just one practice session in the old Soviet-built theater with my fellow singers.
We're gonna interrupt their practice.
These guys are the latest in a long line of Homi masters from this province. They will accompany me during my performance and guide me through the difficulties of attempting Homi. I feel privileged to be singing with them, but I'm very, very nervous about disgracing them in front of thousands of people because I still can't quite get the song.
Sink or swim. I got this sinking feeling inside. No tug. Min give ginelo. Easy.
It's the final day of the Hof Nadam festival. The Nadam is held all over the country between the 11th and 13th of July, the anniversary of the 1921 Mongolian Revolution, when the people gained their independence from Chinese rule. In the Nadam, Mongolians compete in their three traditional manly sports, the first of which is archery. Although the women seem to be just as skilled at this macho sport. The second, even more manly sport is horse racing, even though the winning jockeys are generally small boys. And then there's the manliest sport of all, wrestling. A huge crowd has gathered to watch these giants battle for fame and fortune. The strongest champions become Mongolia's biggest celebrities. In Mongolian wrestling, there are no weight classes and no time limits. If a wrestler's knee or elbow touches the ground, he loses the match. During the intermission before the final match is my performance, and as my troubled stomach keeps reminding me, that's up next.
Cheat sheet. Hopefully I won't need it though.
I'm a bit nervous and I have this terrible acid in my stomach. Just go do this. A cold sweat happening here. Okay, how's this? Is that alright?
This way, but this is the day, my brother. This is where you're gonna be performing. So I wish you good luck. All the spirits of the Altai Mountains, the eternal blue sky is with you. The spirit of our grandfather, the great Lord of Mongolia, Chinggis Khan, is watching over you and protecting you.
Thanks,
So
man.
good luck, my friend.
Okay,
You're becoming one of us.
thanks,
I
man.
believe in you, mate.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
A lot of people out there.
Hello, stand up.
Oh, they're clapping for me. I had no idea there would be so many people. Fantastic. There must be thousands. Sit in the middle, in here. Here we go. Let's see if I can struggle through this. Even though I'm nowhere near mastering Homie, I think I've managed to get a sense of how important the art is to the Mongol people, how it expresses their connection to their land, to their animals, and to their freedom.
Marvelous. I love you, Mom. I love you, Mongolia. Whew. And all of a sudden, I don't have acid in my stomach. That was great. And no one threw any bottles.
I heard people were like cheering for you.
Yeah, I can't believe this. A couple times there, I forgot the words, and I had to look. Oh, what a loss, what a loss. Wow. Thanks, mister. Oh, man, thanks, man.
You're a Mongolian now, huh?
Is it? It's okay? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Everyone's been really positive, you know, the whole time here has been great. I love Mongolia, and I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
And Mongolia is coming back. Back to the traditions they almost lost in the last century. Traditions that will always be part of the Mongolian spirit.